Inside your bedroom, we stopped counting the days, lost in the rhythm.
Howdy friends. It's been a while. It has been a while since I have updated you guys about writing Snow at Sunset. This video, clearly, judging on the title below and everything you've already seen, I am starting a new series here on this YouTube channel that will go more in depth into like my tasks month by month, the like overall process of me writing my books. I decided I was originally going to start fresh with a brand new book at the drafting phase, but I decided I was already in the middle of this project and had things to show you guys, so I'm starting with Snow at Sunset. Even though this book is mostly done, I'm starting here. So yes, this book has taken me way too long, honestly. It's driving me nuts. I've been wanting to finish this book. I cannot believe how long it has taken me to write this book. And now we are down to the wire and I need to finish it. And I'm going to this week. Here's the plan. So it's a Tuesday. I'm just going to put the plan kind of up on the screen, better bullet pointed out, because I have a feeling I am going to ramble like I usually do. So I am 73,000, a little over 73,000 words into this draft. It is a Tuesday. I packed my schedule yesterday and this morning to try and wrap up some other commitments so that I could then move that free time to writing time, which is what I'm going to do. So I've put the schedule and the plan up here on the screen for you to see. I already have blocked out an hour every single morning before my workday starts to dedicate to writing stuff. I am going to be using the morning time as I get prepped for the day to do, let's call it like a vibe check, basically to get myself ready to write, to refresh my memory of where I left off, to like set the scene. I'm going to listen to my playlists and all of my inspo music for this book, for Snow at Sunset. That way, after by the time I get to work to sit down and write, I can use that time super effectively and just fall back into the story and not have to do too much time getting prepped and ready to dive in. So that's every single day in the morning time. I will also be devoting any extra time during the day that I have. So for instance, I have decided any cancellations I have during my therapy schedule will become writing time. So that is an hour that could potentially become writing time. I already have openings at the end of this week that I just don't have people in those spots right now. So unless we fill them, so that means unless somebody calls in and I gain a new client, I already have like, I think 3, maybe 4 hours already built in writing time during the daytime. I am just going to draft what I can of therapy notes, and I am going to batch those on Saturday because I'm hoping to have this book finished up by Friday afternoon or Friday evening. I want to wrap all of this up by the weekend, so I'm already prepped and ready to go to do whatever I may need to therapy-wise over the weekend in order to prep for the next week. ultimately, and as I tell my clients, and I used to tell students that I worked with when I worked in schools, and I just tell my family members, I tell everyone, life is a juggling act, and some of those balls that you have in the air, some of those are glass, some of those are plastic, and week by week, we have to decide which ones are glass and which ones are plastic, because the balls you drop, if it's a plastic one, you can pick it back up and it will be okay at a later date. So for this week, the rest of the week, getting some of my therapy notes put in for this week are plastic balls, because I can always come back and put them in at the end of the week. So that is where that stands. So this week I've decided my number one priority is getting this book finished. So that's how I'm going to do it. Writing time, 8 to 9 in the morning, every morning. That time that I already have budgeted in my schedule, that like 3 hours during the daytime, and then writing time in the evenings, which could vary between 1 hour to like 3 if I'm staying up late, which I am open for. There's not a lot left of this book. Again, I'm a little over 73,000 words into it. I think we're going to be in the realm of like 85 to 90,000 words. If that, no, it'll probably be closer to 90,000 actually, thinking about it, but we will see. Of course, I will report back to you guys. Thank you for joining me. Stay tuned. Go ahead and leave a comment below, just because I think it'll be fun. I'm at 73,000 words right now. I'm at the final act, in the final conclusion. Drop below what you think my final word count will be. Let me know. What do you think the final word count for Snow at Sunset is going to be? Leave a comment below, and leave an orange heart, because I just think they're adorable and they really go with the vibes of this book. So leave an orange heart and what you think the final word count will be. All right, let's see how I do. All right, friends, it is Wednesday. I chatted with you guys yesterday and gave you the rundown about how we were going to tackle all of this writing stuff. I was able to get a bit of writing done yesterday. I think all said and done, when I tracked it this morning, it was about 1,000 words. I am gonna sit down here in a little bit later and do some more writing. It was a very, very booked out day today. It was really long. And honestly, a little bit overwhelming. By the end of it, I had to remind myself of my priorities a little bit, take some deep breaths, and just get myself recentered. And now I'm feeling a lot better. I had a little bit of downtime. I'm gonna have a little bit more downtime because I still need to do some of my marketing for today. So I am going to go inside. We're going to finish up family stuff with Finn. Then we are going to finish marketing, and then I am going to do some writing time this evening. I also think part of my slow progress yesterday was just getting back into the story, because it's been a little bit over a week since I've really touched the story. So now I'm at a point to really like run with it to the end. I'm starting to realize that some of what I have been struggling with are editing issues, if that makes sense. So I need to get the story on the page, and then when I go back through, I can refine things. And I think that is part of what's kind of stressing me out, because there are certain things I don't feel like are clear enough. Not clear enough in the story, but I'm not expressing them to my best ability. And I think what I need to do is just continue to the end with the draft, hit my goal this week of finishing writing Snow at Sunset. And then in our next video, when I go in and I start doing my edits and stuff, I think it'll be a lot easier to tackle it. And everything that I'm stressing about right now, I think will actually be pretty easily cleared up in the editing phase. So that's the plan. That is what we are going to do next. Look at June in her little October sweater. She's adorable. So let's go inside and do another night of writing. Hello, friends. It has been a week of writing. It's been going really, really well. I got through the big stuff at the end of Snow at Sunset, and now I am just wrapping the book up. Essentially, I do think that I may have a chapter and maybe like an epilogue left. I do think I need to have an epilogue in this book to kind of wrap up this part of the series. So I think there may be at least 2 chapters left. So I'm hoping to at least really like knock out one today. Maybe come back this evening after trick-or-treating to do the epilogue. It is Halloween, by the way. Happy Halloween. I wasn't feeling super great this morning. Not sick per se, but just not great. I had a really difficult time sleeping. I'm having other issues. I went to sleep at 5 o'clock this morning. That is when I went to sleep, and I woke up at 6 to go about my day. So considering that, I'm doing pretty good. But I wasn't feeling great. One of my clients canceled today, so I ran over to the urgent care I go to sometimes, and just to be seen. I'm getting an antibiotic to knock out the rest of this gross stuff going on, and then hopefully we'll be good and I'll be able to get rest. But that's where we are. So it is only noon right now. I am amazed. This worked out perfect. I thought my whole day was shot when I decided that I needed to go see the doctor. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose the whole afternoon of writing time. Not the case. So I'm gonna leave here. I'm gonna go over to the coffee shop I like to work at sometimes. We're gonna sit there, write what I can, and then I have to go pick up Finn from school. So we'll do that. On the way home, I'm gonna go by and pick up the antibiotic, get home, and then we need to do prep for Halloween, for trick-or-treating. We're gonna link up with some friends because Alex has to work late. He has to work a football game, so he will not join me until later. By that point, Finn will be in bed or home. So we're just gonna go out and put our kids together, and they're gonna trick-or-treat together and have a great time. Finn is very excited about it. So that is my day, and then maybe more writing at the end of the day, but maybe not. So I am either finishing the book today, Friday, on Halloween, which just tickles me because I love Halloween so much, or we're gonna wrap some things up tomorrow and we will be done officially tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Let's go. I did it. I finished drafting Snow at Sunset. Finally. I will put my final stats up here along with when I started drafting this. It has taken me so incredibly long to finish this book. It is insane. And I do have thoughts on that. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about that in this video at the end. I don't really know, but there are my stats. I'm done. I guess I can go ahead and like give some final thoughts. Why not? It is taking me longer to write these days. And it's funny because I actually have a little bit more time on my hands for writing than I used to when I was in teaching. Now that I work, for the most part, work for myself, set my own schedule, set my own time, I have a lot more time for writing. And honestly, I think I'm just getting adjusted to that new schedule, to like setting out time and expectations for myself and not taking on like surprise projects. I'm also trying to get used to some of the flexibility in my new job also. So occasionally I will have things planned out for my workday, and then I will, surprise, have time in my schedule that I didn't expect to. And I think I need to start scheduling out time in my schedule to tackle specific things related to counseling things for paperwork stuff. That way, any like surprises, especially like during the daytime, I can use as extra writing time throughout the day. I don't know. I think I'm just adjusting still. Who knows? Maybe I'm also just getting older. I am 31. So maybe I'm also just getting older and I just need more rest, and I cannot work at the same pace as I was used to even just like a year or two ago. So that's also a factor, but whatever it is, it's fine. We're working with it. So I hope you guys are liking this new series. I think this is a really fun way to show you the in-depth process, and I like that it's all in one video within one series. Of course, I'm still going to talk about some of those things in the weekly vlog, so there will be a little bit of overlap. But if you are an author or you are curious about the behind the scenes, maybe you want to learn and figure out how to write your own book, and you want to use these monthly guides as sort of like, here's what I should be doing along the way to publication. I hope you find these videos really helpful.
Oh my God.